So please make sure that you've copied all of these numbers into your notebook. Don't just put the symbols down in your notebook because it won't make any sense without the numbers around them. So today we're going to be talking about something called inequalities. Inequalities are things that are not equal to each other. Sometimes they're greater, sometimes they're less, sometimes they're the same, and so forth. So this is what we're going to be looking at. So the first one, when I was in school, I always had a hard time knowing which of these symbols was which without numbers. But I did learn that one dot goes to the little number, two dots go to the big number, and then I can connect, and now I can read it. So 3 gets one dot, 5 gets two, so 3 is less than 5. 3 is the smaller number, so it had one dot. 6 gets two dots, 4 gets one, and so 6 is greater than 4. So 3 is less than 5, 6 is greater than 4. When you're thinking about negative numbers, we need to remember that on a number line, the negative numbers are going to be going kind of in the opposite direction. And on a number line, the right is greater and the left is less. So when I look at this, I see that 2 is to the right, so that means it gets two dots. 3 is to the left, so that means it gets one. So negative 2 is greater than negative 3. Looking now at 9, negative 9 and negative 7. Negative 7 is to the right, so it gets two dots. Negative 9 is to the left, it gets one dot. Negative 7 is less than negative, or negative 9 rather, is less than negative 7. All right, thinking about a number line that goes from 0 to 1. If it's divided in half, and then we have 3/4 and 1/4. So if I look at this, I have 1/2 is to the left, so it is less than 3/4. So 1/2 is less than 3/4. But remember that negative means opposite. So if I think about this same situation, and we've got negative numbers, we're going to have 0 to the right and negative 1 to the left. Negative 1/2 will still be in the middle, but negative 1/4 will be here, and negative 3/4 will be here. So negative 3/4 is less than negative 1/2 because it's opposite. So if we look at this, here we have the opposite, here we have the opposite, here we have the opposite. All right, next one, we've got 6/10 compared to 51/100. If I annex a 0, it's 60/100, 51/100, so that one's greater. And then once again, if I annex a 0, think about my number line, negative 20/100 is greater than negative 31/100. So make sure you've got all those right. Okay, second one. You're supposed to write a number that would make it true. Less than 5 people, 4. More than 8 people, 9. At most 4 people. So at most. So you're having a party, your mother tells you you can have at most 4 people. So that means you could have 4 people, but you could also have 3 or 2 or 1. At least 20 people. You're going to be going on a trip and you have to have at least 20 people in order to get the discount. At least could be 20 or 21 or 22. So make sure you've got those examples copied down. All right, next one. 3 numbers that make it true. More than 8 pizzas, 9, 10, 11. Now you could use way crazy numbers if you'd like, but this is what we're going with. Fewer than 5 people, 4, 3, 2. At least 6 dogs, 6, 7, 8. At most 100 people, 98, 99, 100. Below 20, 19, 18, 17. Above 60, 61, 62, 63. Exceeds $30, 31, 32, 33. Less than 4 dogs, 3, 2, 1. At least 60 people, 60, 61, 62. At most 20 people, 18, 19, 20. So what I'd like you to do now is I want you to look at your notebook and I want you to write down, where do you think these are going to go? More than 8, fewer, at least, at most, below, above. Oops. Exceeds, less than, at least, at most. So think about what those words mean. All right, and then finally evaluate. So you're going to take this value of x and substitute it in. Remember, 3x means 3 times whatever value has been assigned to x. So I have 12 and 3/10. Is that less than 13? Yes, it is true. Okay, next one. 4 times 6/7 is 24/7. 24/7 is 3 and 3/7. So this is false because 3 and 3/7 is not greater than 7. And then finally 2x, 2 and 9/10 times 2 is 5 and 8/10. 5 and 8/10 is less than 6, so that is true. So your answers were true, false, true.